you've got male and female toilets. But British law is trying to bring in, there's
transgender.
So that's British law. We disagree with that.
So do
Orthodox
we.
Christians disagree with that.
Obviously we do.
So that I wouldn't agree with that element of British law, and there's a lot of backlash towards LGBT. There's a lot of backlash. You got Candace Owens, that was, I would say, she was oppressed under Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, and she said that she couldn't even say things like Christ is King, and the way Zionists have got America by the sack. She says it's ridiculous. We need to take away Zionist control from UK, US, and that sort of stuff.
The thing is,
and what should be put in
British law doesn't even have the flexibility to exercise British law.
The thing is, and again, I could be out of line here. I'm no historian and blah blah blah. If you go back, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 years, I think, so I've been told, England, Britain's predominantly a Christian country.
It is, absolutely.
So the question is, with Islam, I've got no problem with Islam really, but like,
you should.
Is it like, why is it that Islam, it's wants to be forced onto a Christian country? Or when you said you want to see it here one day?
Yeah, but don't try to misconstrue what I'm saying.
Okay.
The one thing that I mentioned repeatedly to you that maybe you construed as me evading the question, it was consent. But consent is seen as me evading the question. Bro, it's never going to be forced. You can't force. In the Quran it says there's no compulsion in religion.
Are you sure?
I can't force you to accept Islam, and I can't force you to live under Islam. It's up to you, bro.
Yeah.
And the fastest growing religion here in the UK is Islam. If those people want Islam,
I've heard it's Christianity.
You can look into it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll give you the evidences, and you can look into it. If I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to come to me and correct me. Yeah. But objectively, from the research and studies that are out there, it's Islam. It's the fastest growing religion.
Hey, you just have to look around. Why?
World War II, UK, yes, it was a Christian country, but they were the empire that was involved in World War II. And post-empire, they struggled significantly. That's why they had something called the 1948 British Nationality Act, where they called people from their colonies to come and help grow the country.
Right.
You know Freddie Mercury from Queen?
Yeah, he died. He died in '91, I think.
He was born in Zanzibar.
AIDS.
Yeah, Zanzibar, and his parents
He was
Indian.
correct. Yeah.
And his actual name is Farouk.
Okay.
Pulsara. Yeah. So he came in. You had the Windrush generation coming in from Jamaica.
50s, yeah.
They were brought in to develop the country, and that's the thing. Then, when immigration became a bit of a thing, then they, after about 20-25 years, they changed it. But you don't see Muslim countries that are in the same predicament as the British Empire. The British Empire, according to a Guardian article, you can check this yourself, is ruled 90% of the globe. And they've raped, pillaged in India. India was like 25% of the global economy. India was responsible for. When the British left, only 3%. They pillaged the crown on the head of the Queen, the Kohinoor gem from India, rare stuff, loads of stuff taken there. And even the Africans, the Kikuyu tribe, took the Brits to court. And in the court, the declassified document said that they were using pliers to chop off the balls of the Mau Mau and of the people suspected to be the Mau Mau. Yeah, they chopped them off. They would pinch them. They would stick rods up the anuses of little girls. This was being done under the British Empire. So when you hear stuff like this, and when you hear that the Brits were complicit in dividing up Africa under the Berlin Conference, they were involved, and there's wars taking place today. Sudan. Sorry, bro. So there's stuff that even taking place today because of decisions that were taken a long time ago. So what I'm saying is that there is resentment. There is resentment, and there is what people would call, these people would say, is just cause for them.
I just feel I'm the wrong person. I know you give me a lot of information. I'm sure you're all right, but I'm the wrong person to be talking to, about what you're saying. I think you need to speak to someone a bit more well versed.
I have.
You know what I mean?
I do every week.
You talk to Bob?
Bob is.
Have you ever debated him?
Bob is interested in one thing.
What's that?
Yeah, and that is, and he said this as well. He wants Christians to be armed, and he thinks that there's something happening. He's aligning with Tommy Robinson. So Bob's mentality, I think Speaker's Corner has, I would say, radicalized him. So Bob is of a certain mentality that is either Christian.
You've never debated him.
I've spoken to Bob.
Okay.
I've spoken to Bob. Many people have spoken to Bob. He's known here. But the issue there is, hopefully when you go home, the reason why I would argue you're the right person is you go home, Google every single fact that I've said.
I'm trying to remember.
No, but it's going to be on.
Oh yeah. Please write down your channel.
Yeah, I will do. So it's going to be there. You can check it out.
Yeah.
And bro, you have free will.
Yeah.
You can check this up yourself. You can believe it. You can disbelieve it. But the guy that was on your left, he's not necessarily your proverbial left. He's not going to mention this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a certain mindset. Like I come to Speaker's Corner with the mentality of bringing people together.
Sure.
I don't want to drive people apart. I think there's too many people doing that anyway. But I do it using academia and references. Now, people like that, I don't think are helpful. But even when you tell them sensible stuff, they're unwilling to listen.
Yeah.
Now, yourself, would you argue that from what I told you, a lot of stuff that I was saying made logical sense to you?
Yeah, I'd go with that. Yeah.
So that's all you want from people, bro. Listening,
of course.
checking it out, and saying, you know what, I had this conversation with you last week. I'd love to have a
Knowledge is power.
And that's why, bro, I spend time learning, researching this stuff, knowing what people come, debating, discussing with them, because it's very important now.
Of course.
I don't think saying that Israel is defending itself and Muslims hate Christians and this and that, I think that's Zionist propaganda. I think that's Christian extremist propaganda. I think that's a very radical way of thinking and seeing these.
One thing I'm just a bit uncomfortable with is when you said you want to see Sharia law, because I think we should stick with British law.
But here's what I said to you as well.
Yeah.
Whether it's Sharia law, whether it's Christian law, whether it's Russian law, if the British people vote for it, bro, it's up to the British people. That's the thing that you miss.
Democratic. Yeah.
And the thing is, maybe you've seen certain discussions and it's that, I want to get him to say this, bro. My thing from the get-go was, it's up to the British people. If they want Sharia law, they want Mosaic law, they want Christian law, they want communist law, they want socialist law, it's up to the British people. Yeah, British people yesterday believed homosexuality was a mental illness. Today they believe something different.
My uncle is gay. He really is, so yeah.
So it's up to the British people what they want.
Yeah.
It's up to us to engage in discussions.
Yeah.
They want to accept Islam, they want Britain to go in a certain direction. That's up to you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's mostly that, I think it's that bias that was creeping in when that worry is there. I'm never going to say go out and enforce people. And I gave you a reference from the Quran.
You've got to come here, with a neutral mindset, of course.
You do, because I gave you the example of Jesus. The parable where he said, those people that didn't accept me as the king, bring them forth and kill them. Oh, where have Muslims ever said something like this? We don't say anything like that. And then if somebody comes, what about this? Or I can quote the Crusades, I can quote the Lord's Resistance Army. I don't think that's helpful though.
Yeah. There was one other thing. Again, I'm no learned person. It was to do with expel, something to do with expel. You've got the Jews and the Christians. No, expel everyone apart from the Muslims. Is that right? Or have I got that wrong?
That's wrong because
something like that.
Yeah, because the Muslims would live, I told you, in Spain side by side with Christians and Jews.
Yeah.
Even at the time of the caliphs as well. The non-Muslims, why do you think we have all of these laws protecting the non-Muslims living under Muslims? Because they would. And I gave you examples that, look, this Muslim killed this disbeliever under Umar bin Abdul Aziz, and his family were asked what should happen to the Muslim. They said kill him. The Muslim would be killed. So if they were all expelled, and did you know, under Islam and Muslims, a Muslim man can marry a Christian. Did you know that? Now, if you did,
I think so, yeah.
So if a Muslim was to marry a Christian,
Yeah.
his father-in-law and mother-in-law are Christians or disbelievers. So if he believes that all Christians are bad and this and that, how is he going to have a sense of it? Firstly, why is he getting married?
Yeah,
And secondly, how is he going to respect his in-laws?
There was one other question. Again, I'm going off. So, is it true? I don't know if it's Sharia law, but a Christian can become a Muslim, but a Muslim can't become a Christian. Is that right?
Muslims, we believe that Islam is the truth. Just like Christians believe that Christianity is the truth. If you don't accept Jesus, that's it. Like, it's problematic.
Yeah.
So it's the same with us. So we're never going to say, yeah, you're allowed to do this or you're allowed to do that.
Right.
There have been cases, for example, in the Ottoman Empire, there was somebody called Baba Nam, yeah, and she accepted Christianity. She was expelled from the land. She was told to go. Rather than killed, she was told to go. Whilst according to the Old Testament, there's the apostasy laws there as well. But we have examples where no, we wouldn't immediately kill the person. We'd look at the treaties that we have with other countries and this and that, and it's done on a case-by-case basis.
I need to go to the toilet, but thank you so much, man.
It was a pleasure talking to you.